Hey YouTube, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Hope everyone's doing good. I went to the craft store yesterday. I went there to get some stuff for my giveaway that I'm doing, and that video is probably already in the queue. And of course, you know, I didn't just get things I was supposed to get. I got some extra stuff too, because that's what happens when you go in an art supply store. I mean, you have to be a very disciplined person to go in there just for what, because there's always something you kind of been eyeing or hoping maybe you'll get one day. Like, I still want a plein air easel, you know, the plein air ones that like fold up into like a little trolley box situation. I say situation a lot. I still want to get one of those. And the weather is nice now, finally. It's like 80 degrees today. No, it wasn't that warm. Wait a minute. Yeah. It says now, and it's 6 o'clock, 77. So I'm sure at the warmest part of the day, you know, where the sun at its peak, it was probably 3 degrees hotter, and it was 80. But it was a nice 80. Nice. Like, that could be our summer, and I'm good. Or even if it did get up to 90. The thing is, here in the Washington metropolitan area, the weather gets so humid. Anyway, I came on here to talk about this idea I have, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the first person to think of it, so I don't think it's nothing genius or innovative, but it's an idea I had, okay? Alright, so these, right? Because I've always wanted to have like wood panels that were circles, or even canvas circles. But they're not necessarily just walk into your local art supply store and boom, they're there. You can sometimes find the oval ones, but for the most part, this is not something you find. Well, I got these loops, you know, that you use for, I think it's cross stitching or something like that. I can't remember what these are for, but I've seen people have fabric in them and they're using thread to make a picture, to like sew a picture. And so I said, well, I want to grab one, you know, just like under $2 and see what I can do with this. And I remember a watercolor artist that I follow by the name of Kelley. I'm going to tell you exactly what her name is, and then I'll link her in the description box. But let me see. Kelley Mckernan. Yes, a really dope watercolor artist. She's got like 89K followers on Instagram. But her work is amazing. I'll put some pictures out. Okay? I'll try to remember to do that. All right, okay. So what I plan to do, I remember her doing a video, a how-to video, and she might have a YouTube channel, and I might have seen it there. So if I can find all that information, I'll link it, annotations or whatever. This is what I want to say about her. She doesn't just glue her watercolor papers down to a well, she sometimes does. She probably does now. Glue her watercolor papers to a wood medium. But I know at one time she was also stretching watercolor paper around stretcher bars. Like, she wets it in the tub, because, you know, they're big pieces of paper, so you wet it in the tub, because it's like an 18 by 24 or whatever.
Staple the corners of each side. And because this is paper, of course you want to be really careful not to rip it, but it also...
And then she gently stretches it around stretcher bars. But you have to have good paper to do that, but lets it dry, and then she has a canvas-like watercolor situation that Because that's the thing, and I like I like that concept because I hated the idea of having to put the watercolors behind glass. But because it's on paper, you think like, well, how else am I gonna do it? But that, and I still don't. I still like. I mean, I still would not use frames because frames are dope. I like these frame situations going on out here. If I go to a yard sale or a thrift store, first thing I'm looking for is vintage frames or really ornate frames. Even if they're not the color I want, I can make them the color I want. Well, yes, frames are good, but sometimes just the actual art itself stands alone, no frame needed. Or even if you do frame it, maybe you just want to use an open back frame. It doesn't necessarily need any glass, right? So I thought about doing something kind of unique. I don't know, like I said, if this was done before, but just taking the paper, wetting it to soft enough to just easily go around this loop, that I can then put this loop over it and then work from here. And that would be cool because, you know, they have these in all sizes. You can go small, you can go large, you can do a whole series of them, and that'd be a cool alternative way to create art. And they have thicker ones too, so if you wanted to do something with a wider edge on it, so it sits a little bit more off the wall. Hey, so we're going to try this today. I'm going to get some paper, wet it, and then see how this goes. So, be right back. All right, so here we go. I wet the paper, and as I'm wetting it though, I'm still kind of mopping up some of the water so that it won't, you know, run all over the place. But I got the paper nice and saturated where it was nice and flexible, but not too wet where it could possibly tear. Then I took the loop, the outer loop, and I opened it up as far as it would go, as far as unscrewing that little ring part. And then just pressed it down over the inner loop. I feel like I'm talking about the highway, outer loop, inner loop. I was trying to be careful. Like I said, I didn't want to tear the paper. So, but I think I got it down. And then I realized, you know what, it's not flush. So I took a little screwdriver and just like banged the edges in. But I did it gently enough that it wouldn't damage or, you know, dent up the loop. And I did it on the other side as well. I realized this paper, I probably used way too much. And I felt like I was going to be wasteful. So, of course, you know me being a mixed media artist, though, I will find a use for the excess paper. But next time I know that maybe just draw a circle that's a little bit larger than the existing circle so I don't have to waste any more paper. But, you know, I did this right on the spot. What you're seeing is me doing it for the first time. But you see how well it turned out? And then once the paper dried, it dried tight like a drum. Really nice. So that's it, guys. So I hope you like that little demo. I can't wait to paint it on the next VEDA.